Let's be honest, this Devon versus Ermes super match is the only super match in the history of arm wrestling that is happening way too late and yet way too early all at the same time. Because Hermes was calling out Devon for more than 2 years, but still nobody expected this super match to happen this early. Definitely not this year. Thanks to Devon and Hermes, they both accepted, and finally, this match is happening. One thing that I personally don't like is that the funny trash talk between these two guys have reduced a lot. They are showing way too much respect towards each other, which is not cool right before the super match. I think they should keep it with themselves till the super match ends and then they can show all the respect. We need that king of the table 2 style trash talk that Hermes and Devon Larratt did. My prediction about this super match is going to be towards the last part of this video, so please check out last 3 minutes if you're interested in that. Let's start with the first one. Thomas Mangi versus Dustin Hyatt. I have no idea who Thomas Mangi is, and I've seen Dustin Hyatt arm wrestle, but if Engin has put up this match, this may be close, but still I'll have to go with the European name. This is the first time when I'm doing predictions where I have not prepared myself to do predictions, because in some other live stream I'll explain why I didn't have literally any time to do any research. I've not watched many videos. Brad Grundy versus Kyle Hutchinson. I thought Kyle Hutchinson is a short guy, but he is a giant. He's like 6'2" maybe. And he's a big guy. He's going to force the hook on Brad Grundy, and after that, Brad will not have anything for Kyle Hutchinson. 3-0 for him as well. Dustin Hyatt can pull off one victory, in my opinion. Derek Smith versus Mehdi Abdulwand. Derek is an exceptional human being. He's not only abnormally large, but his hand is really difficult to deal with for anyone outside of straps. I mean, you can ask it to Austin Jaggers, you can ask this to Tim Bresnan. They both felt that hand. But I think that Mehdi Abdulwand is big enough, strong enough, although this is another person that I've not seen arm wrestle, but I've seen him physically. He's big enough that he's going to get that slip. And inside the straps, I think he can beat Derek, even if his hand gets taken and even if he doesn't have a flop press. Nowadays, we are seeing that these stages, East versus West, King of the Table, they are way big of an event to just lose without even trying. So we are seeing everyone doing these flop presses, at least jamming the match for quite some time, even if they have never tried that move. So I think Mehdi Abdulwand is going to beat him. Adam Wodzinski, Artur Makarov. So Artur Makarov is the guy who has defeated Engin Terzi a couple of times, has had long matches with Alan Zoloev. I think he lost all of them, but he's a good arm wrestler. Maybe not the best guy in his weight class, which is 75 kilos, but definitely in the top 3. I don't see a way how Arthur can beat Adam Wodzinski. Adam beat Bojidar quite comfortably, and I think the weight cap for this match is around 85 kilos, if I'm not mistaken, for which Arthur is going to have to bulk. He will increase weight, and Adam Wodzinski is going to cut weight. So still, I think there is going to be a good at least 5 kilo difference between these two, maybe more, maybe 15 pounds difference. And I don't think that Arthur is stronger than Bojidar in a hook. Arthur does not have a top roll. Bojidar wasn't able to top roll Adam, and Arthur will not be able to top roll him for sure. But Adam can definitely try to top roll Arthur if the match gets stuck in a hook. I just simply don't see any way how Arthur is going to beat Adam. For that reason, I'm going to go with 3-0 Adam Wodzinski. Ivan Metushenko, debut in the big super match world, big super match events. Would love to see that guy compete. Speaks great English, interesting character. Versus who? David Arabuli, that's a left arm. Isn't Ivan supposed to be the master, the hook master on the left arm? David Arabuli is also great. He's good. He said that his left is better than his right, and on his right he lost his hand to Chan Shaw, but he beat him 3 pins to 1. So if his left is better, we can say that this match can be close. And David Arabuli is young blood, but Ivan is also not that old, somewhere around 38 years old. It's going to be a good match, grinder. I'm gonna have to go with experience on this one. This is just a guess. I think I can be totally wrong. Ivan wins 3-1. David Samusia Wala Ichikiti. No idea who that guy is. Will have to do my research today if I get some time. I have to go with Samusia. Like, really difficult to beat this guy below 85 kilos. Farid Osmanli, Georgi Zaranov. In my last 7-8 years that I've been following arm wrestling, I don't see a situation, a day, an event where this version of Farid Osmanli beats Georgi Zaranov. It simply just cannot happen. I think Zaranov is going to beat him up pretty bad. Like, everyone runs away from this guy's hook. And Farid Osmanli also tries to top roll. Like, he literally top rolled, I think, Vitaly Laletin and Dmitry Silaev in that second edition of, or third edition of AMC tournament. But still, I don't think his ace move is a top roll. He's basically a hook arm wrestler. He's going to go there against Zaranov, and Zaranov is going to bleed him out and beat him 3-0 at best. If some magic happens, then 3-1 Zaranov. Irakli Zerakashvili versus David Dadikian. Okay, that's good. Is it happening first and then immediately next match is Evgeny Prudnik versus... I hope Evgeny is going to change the schedule of these matches. But at first, I was assuming that the Prudnik match is going to be first. Okay, let's just assume the Prudnik match is first. According to this list, it isn't. So Prudnik versus Dadikian. That's a big match. That's a doubtful match, man. That practice pull told us a lot. I'm still surprised how Evgeny was able to pin Dadikian. Yes, Dadikian cut to 102 kilos for that event, but my guess is that he was already around 108 to 110 kilos when he pulled Prudnik in that practice pull. Maybe 108 kilos. And Prudnik beat him despite having more practice pulls than him. But still, man, it seems difficult to go against Dadikian. Prudnik is not an ace kind of top roller. I'll have to go with Dadikian in this one. And if Prudnik wins one, I think his endurance is going to be better than Dadikian. There can be a possibility of a big shock, but I'm assuming that it won't happen. After that, Irakli Zerakashvili, David Dadikian. Even if there is a gap of some matches between this one, I still believe that Irakli is going to beat Dadikian. Yes, Dadikian is a top roller on the right. If he was a hooker on the right, he would have literally had no chance, like zero chance of hooking Irakli. But he's a top roller, and John showed us the path that Irakli can be top rolled. But I don't think Dadikian has that kind of top roll to get the job done. 3-0 Irakli Zerakashvili will be a big upset in my opinion if Dadikian beats Irakli. Paulin Ruslan Babayev. No, Ruslan, it's cool. The story sounds cool that your brother got injured. He was winning 2 rounds. He tore his pectoral muscle and he should have been the winner, but he got unlucky or whatever, and now you are going to East versus West to take revenge. Not gonna happen. Paul is just going to blow through Ruslan Babayev's hook like nothing, and it's going to be a 3-0 victory. It may look somewhat similar to the Irakli Gamtinadze super match. Todd Hutchings, Ibrahim Sagov. Another match where I literally don't know what is going to happen. If Ibrahim lays the shoulder on Todd Zilla literally cannot do anything in this position. He's going to be stuck here, and if he has some kind of stop here as well, his wrist is so much vulnerable here that even a hook arm wrestler is easily going to roll out of that. But is he going to allow Ibrahim to go there? That's, in my opinion, a difficult shot, man. Difficult. Like Mike Ayalo beat Todzilla. He also has that crashing down, pressing style. Ibrahim Sagov is going to do that harder and faster. Man, I want to say Ibrahim Sagov, but let's go with Todzilla on this one. Todzilla, Uncle Todd. Let's go 3-1 Uncle Todd. Vitaly versus Rivaz Lutidze. Now that's a big match. Many people, like elite level arm wrestlers are saying Vitaly is the favorite. I don't see any way how Vitaly is going to beat Rivaz Lutidze. Rivaz at 40% beat Michael Todd. Just let that sink in. At 40%, Rivaz was like this with a flop press and pressed Michael down to the pad. So if Rivas at 40% can flop press Michael's king's move, then what is Rivas at 100% going to do to Vitali's top roll, even if he cracks Rivas Lutidze's wrist? I just don't see that massive human being's massive arm going down. 3-0 Rivas Lutidze. I simply don't believe that these two are on the same level. Yes, we have not seen Rivas compete at least recently against a longer lever guy. Maybe that can be a surprise for all of us, including Rivas, but seems difficult. Devon Larratt versus Ermes Gasparini. Big match, big match. Why did I say that it is happening way too late and way too early? Well, way too late because I think Devon accepted this match way too late. It's going out of his hand right now. He should have accepted the request and then beaten up Ermes Gasparini when he was weighing 115 kilos. The time when Matt Mask also beat him. I think till that time Ermes was within his reach. Now there is a difference of horsepower, and the difference is going to be probably 5 to 10%, and a 10% horsepower difference is not easy to overcome just because you have endurance and king's move. If Ermes did not have a flop press, then this 5-10% difference in horsepower wouldn't have mattered much, or wouldn't have mattered at all against an athlete like Devon Larratt because of his versatility and his endurance. But since Ermes has that flop press, I think Devon is in big trouble. As I said in the previous videos, round 1 looks like this. Both go backwards, nobody's going sideways. Devon is applying more pronation and Ermes is applying more back pressure. Ermes regrips, hits sideways, comes back, regrips, hits sideways, gets a better position, hits for the finish, couldn't get it, gets his wrist flopped, and just with single surge press takes Devon down to the pad. And after that, even if the match stops like this, Gasparini's wrist flopped in the center, I think his push is going to be so hard for Devon to keep his elbow on the pad. It's literally impossible. You guys will be shocked to see how many elbow fouls Devon will be forced to do in this one. The only way I see something happening for Devon is that the referee somehow magically enforces a rule that has always existed there, that you cannot push your opponent's elbow off the back of the pad. It's difficult to determine because Ermes will be going sideways, Devon will be pulling backwards, so it will look like that the push is going that way towards Devon's way, and Devon's elbow is going to just go flying off the back of the pad. If he keeps it up there, since there are only 2 fouls, he cannot tire Ermes Gasparini out by trying to do that. So that's the unfortunate situation here. Maybe under king of the table, Devon could have beaten Ermes, but I don't think it is going to happen. I don't think. And we're just assuming, because Devon's pronation is so great, we're assuming that he's going to take Ermes Gasparini's hand. That may not be a sure thing. There may be a situation where Ermes can keep his wrist flat easily, but he just cannot finish by going sideways, so he may himself voluntarily give it away to push it. I don't think Devon can literally force Ermes Gasparini's wrist to go back like this, at least not in the center. So that way, I think 3-0 Ermes Gasparini, and he may make it look easy. Not going to be good for many arm wrestling fans, not going to be a good side, but I think that's what's going to happen. 3-0 Ermes Gasparini, 8 p.m. Turkish time, 10:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Pay-per-view link is in the description. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you after the press conference.